20. Catching up.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And he rifles one incomplete. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. And he comes back with incomplete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 27-yard line.
In the field goal range, they're in a good spot. You know that people just like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose.
Go, 8 feet.
Throw down on first down. It's loose.
This sort of ball comes free. It's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Second and 2. And incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. To throw. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. They just keep marching right along. First down on the pickup of 8 there.
That was a route run, not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
On first down, they drop to throw. Flush to his right. They'll try and run it. This opening quarter.
Head coach, you can't hide everything from your team. They know that people think that they're not supposed to be on the field with them. They designed a heck of a game plan, didn't they? Nice fast start, get out after them, and maybe let everyone know that they're here to compete.
And get this home crowd behind them early as well.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it, isn't it? If you get the home crowd involved, sometimes you can ride that wave, and that gives you a little added pep.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead at 7-0. So that drive takes it down the field in 8 plays. In the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. Here's Sam Ficken now for the Jet field goal. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago. He talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that, really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. To his left. He's going to take off with it. Look at this. Big game for the fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets.
All right, let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
Step out.
yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake.
Ready? 60
They'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble. Come on, set. And two stop.
Right back to him on first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And the big boys up in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
Love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Quickly here, and that's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets us to the 30-yard line.
Set 50, play.
He'll drop the throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
The throw. Here, that's complete. And they got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
But a penalty flag is dead in the backfield. Let's get the call. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
You know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on first and goal. Here on the jet sweep, and that one covered beautifully. And the defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it second and goal.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? And no one could go to the drawing board with that call.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. And Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense, false start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence. Still second down.
Things made a little more difficult after the false start as they try again on second and goal. They're running now out of the gun. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of one there. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
An extra defensive back on the field here for third and goal. Now back to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on third down. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1 yard line.
1 yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
Hey.
Check 55.
He's got his target. It's caught for a touchdown. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
And it's Harry connecting on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. It's fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Now throwing here to start the drive. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
The good old cover three defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Know the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Play action, they'll throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there and stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. He'll drop the 7-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
Staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up the second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So they don't even need to run a 2nd down play. Give them the first.
And typically when we see this jumping, is it usually 3rd down, 4th down? They got them on 2nd down. I think that's a lack of discipline.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer. Looking to throw. Forced out to his left. And he will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Colts have taken the lead. Defensively, it didn't seem like anybody had eyes on the quarterback, and he took advantage.
So you think that maybe we're seeing some pretty good instincts for a young guy? Because that's the thing you worry about. Coming out of college, you're used to getting away with just about anything you want to do. You're just superior. Here, he has to read it, figure it out, and know when it's time to go.
Cincinnati able to tackle on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And he'll need to find a way to shrug off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, We have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did, but there's still a place for it. And I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception, they're going to want to eat up a little bit more clock and run some offense and give their defense a little bit of a break.
Now a handoff here to his running back. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
We see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And again, this time to the tailback. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends are like in a sprinter stance. They're just going to stay for the quarterback.
He has another first down at the Colts' 44-yard line. In one quarter, 14-7 our score. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half. He's behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and now bring up a 2nd and 11. Another example right there of how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, if they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first. Give yourself a chance.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but now from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. I guess that was a little better. He got back to the line of scrimmage there after the loss on 1st down, but now you're still dealing with a 3rd and long.
So let's put on our offense coordinator hat. They've been very aggressive against the run the last 2 plays. I'm thinking screen right here. Let him come get the quarterback and dump it off.
He can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sass.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
About 15 cents.
On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And their last 2 drives, both ending in touchdowns. It's gotten this 14-7 lead.
It looks to me, and I think you're probably seeing the exact same thing, they're in an ideal spot now to create some separation. The way that they're functioning on offense now, they can create a pretty good gap, allows their defense to play with a little more verve and confidence.
A big article in the paper this morning about them stringing possessions together for consecutive touchdowns. Well, right here, they're trying to make it 3 in a row. I give this time to the tailback. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. To the 35 before they're able to knock him down. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. His reputation as a speedy runner precedes him. It's always fun to watch him.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Back to throw here. Here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him, but forced that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Give it here to his running back. 10 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, is still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fit, and those creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. 2nd down and inches. And then wide open, complete. He slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a jet 1st down.
Tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Do you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
And at this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. So first and second down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. They'll set up a throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
It's always a goal. It's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
Watch that leverage on this drive.
Oh, set. It's the outlaw.
And give this time to the tailback. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5 to the 25-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
He does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. Some space here. And he gets this all the way inside the Jets 20 into the red zone. A huge play that time for the Colts. 51 yards. Nothing fancy there, a little smash mouth football right up the gut on the dive, and it turns into a huge play.
You talk about the fastest way to the secondary. Right up the gut as you described and sprinted into the secondary for a long, long run.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Running now out of the gun. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
There we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he's brought down.
Good job. Quite like a big loss on the sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down. We've hit the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of his first half of action. The Jets defense making things difficult there. Down. Here on third down, and converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Vinatieri's kick is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front seven? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielding at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Set to take the field. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Ready, break.
Let's get off the field, B. Let's get off the field.
Throwing here on 1st down. Inside here, and that's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A good pick up there, 26 yards.
I think it all came together there. In breaking route, with that front pace, money throw right there to move the sticks.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. The midfield stripe. There goes a deep ball in zone, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
Defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go around.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 2. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 36. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but more mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. It's complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Look to throw. That's complete. Down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This quarterback now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. He's in. Jets from 21 yards away. They are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Now the try here for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. Here's Sam Ficken now for the Jet field goal. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. You got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. If it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, they just run the clock down and go to the locker room.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here first and 10. Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Ready?
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these two teams, as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Godden.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this one near the 25, come at the 26-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And they'll line up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon. I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 4 from the 31. They'll run it now out of the gun. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. They'll wind up losing 3. And it's 3rd down.
Plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe just a little inspirational speech, who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll look to throw here. He's going to flip on out. And they'll get him down at the 34. And he's going to be short of the first by a few yards.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It's blocked. Kids come after him and they get him. And they will wind up with a football inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. And a blocked punt always can be such a momentum swing.
In a big way because now the spark has been lit. Everyone gets involved with that team. And many times coaches preach, you block a punt, you block a kick, that usually leads to victory.
So a great special teams play. They blocked a punt and excellent field position, 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. They see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield. Trying to go draw play out of the gun down there.
Yeah, they tried to spread things out, didn't they? They wanted to move people away from the center of the field, away from the line of scrimmage near the ball, so that the runner could find some space. Unsuccessfully, though.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. They're rolling out right. He's going to keep it here. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They get this time to the tailback. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. Give them a couple on the run there. And now they're in that in-between area here on 4th and goal. Well, this defense can hold them to a field goal here. What a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
Pickens' kick is good. Things at 17 all. Good time gets inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
Credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Make sure they contained them when they absolutely had to. And force the field goal attempt that went through.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. We focus our attention now on the Jets defense.
And 50 clicks.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
What's the old expression? 3 yards in a cloud of dust. In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right? And chew it up. Now we got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people were worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Run it now out of the gun. Good tackle. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace it.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback, a hot route, so to speak.
Back to throw now. First down. Sliding out of the pocket. Now he'll pull it down. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
The blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to it, but instead he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct. They're able to turn that into a positive game. Now a handoff here to his running back. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on first down. He's brought down at the 34. Called a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
On, set, 8-3.
Running now, out of the gun. Maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
He has elite instincts from his linebackers. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. And it's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 25-yard line.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. Tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Oh! 51.
The throw down, first down. He knocked away. It's incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you get the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. 2nd and 10. Stepping up, he'll try and run. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well, to be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
This will be caught just inside the 10. He's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
I think it's okay that they didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, now you can spot pretty easily, put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. He's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
I think there's a big adjustment.
Touchdown, Indianapolis. 2-yard touchdown grab as the guys are able to regain the lead. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they covered him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, he might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. Bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. Only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. That offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that would help him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
I don't
know about that. Super tough.
And to give this time to the tailback. They're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Break the huddle. Come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Field across the 45. Empty space there, picking up the first down in a 21-yard game.
Matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this with both of these guys running the ball well?
Yeah, they mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10.
Right there.
It's complete. He's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2. Is going to do it. Third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
I'm a defender. Okay, that's my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots at your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the fourth quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. He's going to get this team near the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
You know, most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now it's thrown. He's running back out of the backfield. And they'll get this one to the 20-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down. This drive has been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs. Hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
When you think play action right here, because you've got the ability and have the ability to run it and throw, take play action and take your shot at the end zone.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case. That play got bottled up.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. 2nd and 11. Flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Hey.
Mike, number 53.
The red zone now. They'll look to throw. They'll buy some time right. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down.
Like the footwork back there, I thought you did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Is incomplete. Force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The dime looked on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The Jets on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. They'll drop the throw. Catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Hey, that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they get their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. Pickens' kick is good. That'll bring him back within 4. It's an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but 4th quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Eventually, they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there. Maybe on defense, field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Come on, set. 15, 1.
This drive in the air. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 6.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. Got a little curl there against zone. But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How linebacker or defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area, let the quarterback hit you.
2nd and 4. And he's got his man on the out route. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Football 101 there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field. so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
Well, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Now back to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
That's a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
So in jet territory now. Here's first and 10. Over the middle, taken in. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now a fake on the Keatons. They try to run pass option. He got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking scheme. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up second down. Second and long. And this is going to be incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have any options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was knocked up.
The Colts on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Looking to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4.
Partner, this is one of the best routes anyone can have in their offensive playbook. Tough to defend because you think it's a go route, and then he breaks it back on the comeback. There's one other thing you need as well. Exactly right. Got the guy who has some precision in throwing the football because of the timing of the route.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at the 3. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. New York set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Ready. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now throwing here to start the drive. And he will find his man on the outside. And they get it down, but now the 40 takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down.
I like how they went to tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit. And that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And this is incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline. But do that over the middle to them, and not only the DB's going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Sideline is complete. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Jet first down. The sideline there, good route, good catch, first down, and he gets out of bounds.
And I like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them go at the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and then completions to use the clock.
Drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. Their 30-yard line. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the fourth quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push. And what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Here, that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
Some people crazy see those short throws underneath. They gotta find a way to gash the defense downfield.
And it's a rush to the line right now for the Jets. Back to throw. And it is incomplete. Able to complete it there. Just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He's back to throw. And nearly intercepted there. That would have been ball game if he had clinched it and caught it. Instead, it gets him one more chance here on 4th down. Figuring they're going for it on fourth down. Remember, though, they do have all three timeouts, so even if they don't get it, it's not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those three timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Well, what to throw? And that is incomplete. They had to go through with such little time remaining. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are due to it.
Go! 15, 1,
They'll give it here to his running back. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get under a minute to go now in the football. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the second of their three timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on third. They'll run it now out of the gun. They get this all the way to midfield. Mark it down at 49. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. As the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play.
HC.
The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee.
Ready? 61.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. I think they might have something in this young rookie quarterback because he certainly looked the part.
I have to ask you a question. Are you thinking similar to what I'm thinking? Rookie quarterbacks, they come in more prepared than ever before.
Year after year, they just seem more comfortable from day one.
I think you start really young now. These quarterback coaches, they play against a better competition. They go to camps across the country. Then they play big-time games in college. So when they get to the NFL, it's not quite the same, how would you say it, pressure that they felt in years past. And these kids just go out and perform.
And keep in mind, he led them to a road victory here, even more impressive. So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gott. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody.